Not very far. Can we walk? Can we walk outside?
Hi guys, welcome to your favorite TV, Takeitback TV, and we're right now at Nnamdi Aikwe University, Oka.
United old men, the young blood who needs. Old man, the young blood who needs. I got three. Wait. No. Wait. Let's take that. Man, wind down. Wait. I'm going out.
Thank you, Master.
Madu was sorry. Joko sorry,
Welcome to Oka Nnamdi Aikwe University. Nambra.
I want to hear what's your? What do you want?
Juma, where is he? He wants to turn. He wants to turn.
Wait, later we have to follow that.
If he's turning,
I'm going this way.
Hold on. Very well. You know me. Go calm down. So what is it? It's a go. Hey! Bro, you guys will lose it.
if you are just joining us, we are live in Anambra State, precisely at Nnamdi Aikwe University.
The kind of vibrant that we need in Nigeria.
Super in support of Omoyele Sowore. Again, it is important to not participate by any godfather or god society anywhere. Donate as much as you can to this movement.
Now my coordinator for that boss now. Now my coordinator for that boss now. Give everyone to no space for you again.
We are live in Anambra State.
Please, hold on there. Hold on there. Just hold something,
Hold something, you know.
Who are you?
No, but I never seen you before now. So that's why the president tell you now. Because now today.
So where is the man if you hear say I hear? I hear. Say I hear. I hear. No, you don't understand if you hear say I hear. I hear. You're getting me if you hear say I hear. I hear.
Maybe I don't hear now.
I hear.
If you don't hear, you must hear. Action! You must hear.
If you are mad, you shout him and no pass it. You think you are mad or madness?
Since morning, since 8 o'clock, I came out around 6 as a coordinator. Since 6 reporters. I've been following him right from day back until when they came to the school. That was last year. I'm among the coordinators in the school. So when they came around, we took them to the faculties. They went to see the students, mobilized students. They talked to the students. So we've been here for like ages. If I can use that word. If not for anything, the interest he has in students, in youth. Because one thing we've been lacking in Nigeria over the years is that the youths have been neglected. They only use us during election days. When they want to do election, they will use youths and vandalize, carry ballots, buses and all of that. But instead of building structures that will help us, as youth in Nigeria, they are just using us. So what we need now is a vibrant man like Sowore to come out as our president, and we are supporting him full back as the students of Nigeria.
Thank you so much, Blessed.
welcome.
On an average, how many votes do you think you can have from Nnamdi Aikwe?
Well, I think it's not just Nnamdi Aikwe University. We're talking about the Nigerian students. I think most of the Nigerian students, we are fully behind him. We are fully, because you know he's one of us.
Hello. How are you?
I'm fine. My name is Celestine Okereke.
Celestine.
Okereke. Yeah. So the public administration.
All of you are public admin.
Yeah. Some of us.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
So when did you hear about Omoyele Sowore?
It's been a long time. I've been hearing about Sowore. Yeah, it's been a long time. I heard that he's the owner of Sahara.
Yes, he is.
And there's this video of his when a group of army men,
Yes.
they're kind of terrorizing some citizens. Yeah. So he fought for them. So I was very proud of what he did. So that was why I stood firm.
Interesting.
And I was like, wow, this is the real man we need in this country.
Human rights activist.
So yeah, it's a human rights activist.
You are convinced that
Yeah, it's the man that took us to the promised land. I'm very convinced. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, welcome.
Hi people. Hi. Hello. Uncle Dirty South.
Hey, Nami.
So what's your name?
Nami be Sonny Papa. If you don't know me, you don't know Unity. I tell you. After me, Nami.
What about
For you. You see this man? Take it. Action. I believe on action. And that action we go follow. We don't need people who can't talk too much. We don't do anything. But action we need. We don't need sick person. We don't need old man. We need young blood. Understand? If you yes, say yeah. If you yes, say yeah. If you yes, say yeah. I need man we understand the youth.
Yes.
Our youth is dying.
Yes.
Those old men are not doing the youth anything. We need young blood.
Yes.
Young youth.
Yes.
Young man like us.
Yes.
Get us to the promised land.
I hear you.
We die with her. If he go, we follow her.
Yes.
If he come back, we follow her.
Yes.
Anywhere we enter, we will follow her.
Yes.
So far as the youth, we follow her. Action.
If you are here, guy, how are you?
Yes, so I'm fine, thank you. My name is Stanley. Yes.
So can you tell me what is it you enjoy about Sowore? Why you
Yes.
support of it?
I knew him lately, but from the few things I discovered about him, I discovered that he's a selfless man who has the people at heart. One of the clips I watched was when he went to the train station in Nigeria and then the train station in Ghana and then I think South Africa, and he was reviewing how our train system is working. And even I myself, I didn't even know we still have a working train system in Nigeria, but I discovered that what we have is useless. It's so useless. And then I watched some other clips of his where I think there was time I watched one where he went for a repainting of buildings and some other things within Lagos State. So I discovered that this man was a man that is a man that has a heart for the people, and then he's a passionate young man. I believe that with an enlightened person like him, that Nigeria can be better. We don't want people that are too old, people that ruled us when they were 22 coming back to rule us now that they are 90 something, not even 70, 90 something. So we want a young man and a vibrant man that knows what the youths are facing currently, that knows the current situation of the country, that is truthful to rule us. So that is why we came out in mass as students of Unizik to support him. If you hear, say I hear. If you hear, say I hear. No, you don't get that part. If you hear, say I hear. Sowore is a go. He's 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 a go.
Hi. How are you?
Fine.
So tell me what you want to tell me about Sowore.
They have said it all. What I have to say is that this is the right man that will take us to the promised land. He's a very good man. I watched some of the video clips that he did some wonders, and what we need right now is a vibrant person, not dribbling in the seat. You understand that kind of thing. So I know that he will do good, very good, and he will help the youth very well. This is the man we have been asking for. Thank you. Yes.
Hello. Do I know you? How are you?
I'm fine.
This one you are just lying down in a weird position like this.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for this bus to this healers to get to our room and let me start using my leg because the action is inside my body.
Interesting. So what is it about Sowore that you enjoy?
Man, I learned about Sowore that was first semester.
Okay.
And I asked my friend, please, Sowore is a name of a Yoruba man, which me I know very well.
Yes.
Is it the same Sowore or somewhere else? Because this is southeastern Nigeria.
Yes.
I'm surprised hearing that kind of name here. So he told me it's the same Sowore, you know, that I should just Google about the man. I will see a lot. My dear, I was thinking maybe he was just joking, but when I went online, I was convinced.
And you read and
I had one video about him when he was talking about his history back then in Nigeria,
Yes.
how he was once the union president of Unilag.
Yes.
Then after everything, I discovered that even though these old men refuse we young men to rule, but it has come to a particular stage that they cannot withhold our action again. Which may I believe that is why we are all here supporting Sowore, because if we want to sit back and watch these old men rule, we will just say maybe we're just giving them a trial. But currently now, presidency, the youth, we are ready. And Sowore is our mandate. If you hear, say yeah. We've chosen him and work for him. Sowore forward! Sowore forward!
thank you so much.
Sowore to fight.
You heard it, guys. So if you are just joining us, we are live in Oka, Anambra State, and we are doing a rally around the town called mobilization. Those were the students of Nnamdi Aikwe University, Oka, and they've said it all. Sowore is vibrant, he's a leader, you know, once a student, you know, president. He has the love of the people at heart, and he's been consistent all these years. So if you are not convinced, if you still think you are joking, I don't know what else in this world can actually convince you that this is the time for the youth to take charge. This is the time for not just the youth, but a vibrant, a passionate, a kind, and you know, an honest man to take charge. So till I come here screen again, I'm still staying up. I'm still here, but then.
Wait.
We share that small flyer. Who are that small flyer?
Don't go up.
Take this way. Don't go up. Take this way. Yeah, take this way. Yes.
Take it back!
Apologies, guys. The network is horrible, so we just have to
Take it back! Take it back! Take it back! Take it back! Action! Take it back! Action! Take it back! Action! Take it back! Take it back! We are in Oka in Anambra State. We just arrived here and we are entering the town now, and we are still going to be in Onitsha tonight. You know, the hurricane is sweeping through Oka.
Transportation, take it back, some more for the nation, take it back.
are just joining us, we are live in Awka, Anambra. If this isn't evangelism, I don't know what is. Yet some people say don't know Sowore, and there were guys at the bar screaming AAC. This is a good time to be alive. If you agree with me, say AAC, take it back. Hey, this is guys. Are there people watching this live feed? I'm not seeing comments. This is so awkward. Yes, I am. DJ, play something.
Wake me up when I'm wrong. When you want back? No, why is not to move on?
No, you want back? No time. At time we dey look. The wire, the thing is burning. So. No, it's there. The megaphone is there. Get megaphone that one.
Get megaphone from them. Somebody should.
From that lady, check those ladies by the vehicle. Ask one of them. One of them. Megaphone. Hello, megaphone. Megaphone. Use them now.
Hi. How are you?
Where's the shop? Where's our DJ? Sowore! 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 Sowore!
Takeitback. Set Nigeria back.
Money is coming. Vote first.
There is hope for Nigeria come 2019.
Give me this leg.
Take it back. Take it back. Action. Action. Take it back. Take it back. Action. Action. Take it back. Action. Take it back. Action. Take it back. Action. Slow down, slow down. Action.
For the people.
They are coming here, let's go because time not there.
They are still on the street.
Let's go, time not there.
going.
I think Oka has the best solution so far. What's up? What are the plans for these guys?
Takeitback.
Yeah, time, we'll be cautious.
I'm fine. Just joining us, we are still live in Oka, Anambra State, and the convoy will be moving to Onitsha. Yes, believe me, we are still getting to Onitsha tonight.
What's the plan? Where are you guys going from here? We're going to Onitsha.
Yep.
So where will you pass the night?
I have no idea. What might be Onitsha?
I don't think we'll get to Onitsha because time is already late.
I get to Onitsha.
Today?
Yes.
It's 9. Maybe you would go without the Zenith.
They will drive up. Ladies and gentlemen of Facebook world, we are still live in Anambra State, precisely in Oka. There are actually like 2 big student buses behind us. If only I could show you. So apart from the one I'm sitting on, there's still like 5 buses or 5 vehicles actually. Cool vehicles, by the way. This is amazing. What? Rugged men of AAC, see them jogging. Takeitback. Take it back.
They come. This guy.
Take it back.
Let's go for it now. Continue. By the right hand side here, let the man will be waiting for this morning and response. Find a place somewhere. Is that a place? Okay, just get any space here and make yourself comfortable. There is no seat here. We would like to hear 1 or 2 words from him before we know our next plan of action. It might interest us to know that this morning we've been waiting tirelessly for the arrival of our presidential aspirants. We have been waiting without any sense of tirelessness because
He's our president.
we are sick and tired of the government of the old men.
Yes!
As soon as we understood that certain persons or a certain man in the name of Omoyele Sowore has indicated to lead the revolution, which will bring about the emancipation of Nigerians, we decided to wait to make sure that we see this man face to face and also to pledge our allegiance to him. Let him know that the Nigerian states under the umbrella of Nnamdi Aikwe University are fully behind him. Come down, come from. Sometimes they tell us that we should go for PDP and APC. The question is, what is the difference between APC and PDP? People say they can't buy a dog. What has he achieved? Nothing. I therefore encourage you brothers to lend our audience to our presidential aspirant. We don't have enough space here. So listen carefully, let him address us, and we will then know our next plan of action. Thank you so much.
Greatest Nigerian students, greatest of the greatest Nigerian students, greatest Nigerian people. Let me first and foremost apologize to all of you for coming a little late today. We got stranded in Enugu because the people of Enugu demanded more from us than we intended to give them in Enugu because they were very excited about our presence and our ideas. Greetings, Nigerian students. This is the best time to be alive in the history of Nigeria. This is the first time any one of you had a clear, the first time you probably saw a candidate that is an alternative to the old cargo. We have been asking for a revolution.
Yes, sir.
The revolution that we have been asking for is here.
Yes.
And we are not looking back. We are not going to vote for our ancestors in the next election. Never. We are voting for one of us. We are voting for somebody with capacity, somebody with ability, somebody with integrity, somebody with intellectuality and credibility. Somebody with a mission who can match his mission with action. I said somewhere in Enugu today that Nigeria also has a right to vote for a president that is mentally and physically fit. So that we don't spend half of our health budget next year in London again. There is nowhere in the world that a country is perpetually younger than the president of the country. Nigeria is 58 years old. The president is 76 years old. That is if you believe his age. Oh! And some people are saying that the man is 85 years old. But let's even assume that he's 76 years old. And the other candidates of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku is also 73 years old. Whereas 70% of us are under the age of 30. I read something yesterday where Atiku in Sokoto was bragging that he has 1,000 cows. And Buhari has 150 cows. I said, what is the difference between a failed cattle rearer and a cattle rustler? Yes. A cattle rustler is a person who steals cows. And a failed cattle rearer is a man whose cattle has ever increased from 150 since he started cattle rearing. This is the only country in the world where such people are rewarded with social and political promotion every year. We are saying enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
In Abuja, we are saying enough
is enough.
And as a result, we have decided that our movement will start with the most energetic people in our society, students of our university. And let me tell you, there is no time in the history of this country that students are not the one who liberated Nigeria. When it was time for independence, it was the Wole Soyinka when they were students at the University of Ibadan that liberated Nigeria. When it was time to fight for democracy in Nigeria in 1993, it was students who fought for democracy that led to the democracy we have now in 1999. But what do we get in return? ASU strike all the time. And whereas ASU is going on strike now and then, our leaders are building themselves private universities. The last time there was a major ASU strike was under Obasanjo and Atiku regime. ASU went on strike. What did they do? They went and obtained private university licenses for themselves. Today, there's none of you who can afford to attend Atiku's university except you are an armed robber or a kidnapper. Am I lying? Unless you're a kidnapper. That is the person who wants to be your president. Buhari, even though he is an illiterate and doesn't even have a WAEC result, the man sends the children to go abroad to go to school. All his children are going to good schools, but they are leaving you here to go to whichever school you can find. What are we going to do? We have said whether you are a student in a federal university, in a state university, as long as you are a student studying under the sun and moon, we shall award you in every semester 100,000 naira study allowance. And I come back here. Greatest Nigerian students, it is not a fake promise, it is your entitlement. Even the country of Liberia that is already failing has just removed school fees some 1 month ago. How come Nigeria, that is the 6th largest producer of oil, why can't we take care of our education? We are going to invest in our university system in such a way that every Nigerian student will be going to school in this country and they will feel like they are going to school. They will not be going to school simply because they have to go to school. It has to be because they are in school and they are waiting and working to obtain a degree with which they can make this country become a prosperous country, a respected country, and make everything well for themselves too. Greatest Nigerian youths. Greatest Nigerian youths. When I say greatest Nigeria, I want you to really respond, because I'm not the only one watching you. The whole world is watching through Facebook Live, and this is going to be a historical moment in the future. Yes, greatest Nigerian youths! Greatest of the greatest of the greatest! This is not a time to be tired. This is a time to become energetic, because this is a time to fight our oppressors until they surrender to us. This is the time to fight the fake political parties in Nigeria that have been using us to fulfill their manifest destiny to loot our treasury. This is the time to work for ourselves. This is the time to retire from working for the useless old men who have destroyed this country. Greatest Nigerian youths. Greatest Nigerian youths. You know, as we are here, somebody might say, well, there are not many people at your arrest rally. I'm fine with how many people are here. Even when revolutions are being made all over the world, only a few people start it before the mass be joining. But this is the critical mass of people we need to change Nigeria. And you are not the only ones. We were last week in 5 states in the northwestern part of Nigeria. We were in Jigawa, we were in Kano, we were in Zamfara, we were in Sokoto, and Katsina. And in Katsina, we did something interesting. We went to Buhari's hometown, Daura, and we were very surprised, pleasantly, that the people of Daura are also tired of Buhari. They said to us that the man is a failure. We went into Daura at about 8 p.m. There was no electricity in Daura. I am not saying that if you are the president of Nigeria, you must first provide electricity in your hometown. But at least AAPC has been claiming that they have improved electricity. Why can't we find any evidence of improvement of electricity, at least in the home of the president of Nigeria, his hometown? Greatest Nigerian youths, greatest of the greatest Nigerian youths, in the fatigable Nigerian youths. Are you tired?
No! We can never be tired.
We must not be tired until this country is finally liberated from its local internal colonizers. Greatest Nigerian youths, we must create a country in which everybody who has graduated from the university should be able to find a job.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We must create a country where we can go to bed at night and switch up our lights and they will still be there. We must create a country where everybody can enjoy the commonwealth of this country and not for a few people.
Yes, sir. We are the same pedestrians,
yes, sir. Oh,
yes, sir.
We must create a country where there is security for every Nigerian. We must create a country where there is infrastructure, where you don't have to travel between Oka and Enugu for 3 hours, but you do it in less than 30 minutes. Greatest Nigerian youths, we must create a country where students can live in student hostels, not pigsties.
Yes.
Greatest Nigerian students, we must have a country where healthcare is free, where education is affordable and qualitative.
Yes.
We must create a country where agriculture leads to self-sufficiency and not propaganda. We must create a country where tourism becomes the best income earner of all for us. And Nigeria is not seen as a museum of misery. Greatest Nigerian students, you have heard me, but you are never going to hear from the other candidates because they are hoping that they can give you 5,000 naira on election day. But don't forget, their 5,000 naira is the money they stole from you. It's the money they stole from your father. It's the money they stole from your mother. You are collecting back money that was stolen from you. But it is time to reject them and reject their money. It is time to create a country where the new currency for interaction and engagement and politics is ideas.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We must create a country where we don't need missionaries to do what needs to be done by government for us. But mission-driven people are in government.
That are young in mind.
We need a country where prophets don't show us the future, but visionaries tell us where we are going in the future.
Yes, sir.
Greatest Nigerian youths. That is the reason we are here in front of you today. We are excited that very soon we will see the promised land ahead of us.
Yes, sir.
We are excited that Nigeria will not become the butt of jokes anymore. We are excited that the Nigeria we are bringing will not be a Nigeria where an average Nigerian is aspiring to go and die in Europe as opposed to flourishing in his own country. This is my message to you. And if you are leaving this place today and anybody asks you what party it is the African Action Congress. AAC.
Take it back. Action.
Take it back.
Action.
Take it back.
Action.
Take it back.
Action.
And if they ask you what are their programs, it's called 5-star hits. It's the digital manifesto for the future. S represents security. P represents power. I represent infrastructure. C represents anti-corruption. E represents economy. R represents restructuring. H represents health. E education. A agriculture. And T tourism. That is our promise to take the country into El Dorado. And those promises stand on security, self-sufficiency, and sustainability. Greatest Nigerian youth. Greatest of the greatest Nigerian youth. I cannot leave you without singing our national anthem for revolutionaries, which is Aluta Continua. Aluta Continua. Aluta. Aluta Continua. Aluta. Aluta. Hey. Aluta. Hey. Aluta Continua. Victoria, Victoria, Asata. Victoria, Victoria. Asata. Victoria, hey, Victoria, hey, Victoria, Asata. Thank you. Education must be free. Education must be free. Let me hear you. Education, hey, education, hey, education must be free. Thank you so much. Greatest of the greatest Nigeria youth. Greatest of the greatest Nigerian students. Thank you.
Take it back. 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 Take it back.
And that brings us to the end of Orchestra. Next stop being Onitsha, so don't go anywhere. Stay with us, turn on the post notification. Come online as soon as you get notification that we are live. You know, comment, share, and keep donating. Like, come your screen again and see your favorite city girls and now. Bye bye.